So guys, welcome to yet another video of fractions. In the first video we spoke about the concept of fractions, etc. Today we will explore fractions in a little bit of detail. So let's quickly recap what we did in the last video. We talked about why fractions were made or created, what was the need to create this new concept of fractions, how to find fractions on the number line, and then pictorially we understood that what kind of pictorial representations are actually not fractions. Okay, and if you need to like go back and see, then please go back to the previous video and look at it. Okay, um, so today we will learn basically proper, improper, different types of fractions, then what are equivalent fractions, then I will tell you one interesting property of equivalent fractions. Okay, and then related to equivalent fractions we will talk about simplest form of fractions. Okay, and then we'll talk about like and unlike fractions. These are very simple, easy concepts and we will run through them. So first let's talk about what are proper fractions. So if you remember last time, I was telling you that for now understand that fractions a by b, okay, where a is less than b. So all the fractions where a is less than b, they are proper fractions. Okay, so the value of a proper fraction is less than 1 because a is less than b. So it can be anything. It can be 2 by 3, it can be 4 by 7, it can be 101 by 103. So long your numerator is smaller than the denominator, it is a proper fraction. Now let's talk about improper fraction. Improper fraction basically is just the opposite of this. So a by b where a is greater than b. So for example 4 by 3, 5 by 2, okay, 17 by 10, all these are improper fractions in which means that the value of the fraction is greater than 1. All these fractions are greater than 1. Why? Because numerator is greater than the denominator. So those are improper fractions. Now related to improper fraction is mixed fraction. Okay, so mixed fraction is not something different. It basically, if you go to the book, it will say that it is a combination of a whole number and a fraction, which exactly is what an improper fraction also is. Mixed fraction is just a different representation of improper fraction. Okay, it is the same thing, just that it is represented in a different way. So for example 4 by 3. Now if we divide 4 by 3, okay, what will we get? 3 ones are 3. So our quotient is 1 and our remainder is 1. So we can write it as 1 and then 1 by 3, where 1 is the quotient, okay, and this 1 is the remainder, okay, and this 3 is the divisor. Another example, basically representation of the same thing. So as you can see 4 by 3 is also a one whole number and then 1 by 3. Okay, 5 by 2. 5 by 2 can now be written as 2 1 by 2. How? So we divide 5 by 2. So 2 2s are 4, 1. We said that quotient will come as the whole number, obviously, because 2 times this, which means that this will become the whole number, and then what is remained is 1 of 2, right? So 2 1 by 2, which is again, now this form when you represent it is known as mixed fraction. So that's the only difference. So this will basically be 1 7 by 10, right? Which also means is that it is nothing but 1 plus, let's say in this case, 1 by 3, right? That is what it means. 1 by 3, the representation, the mathematical meaning is 1 plus 1 by 3. When you do a fraction addition, you will see that it is equal to 4 by 3. 1 7 by 10 or 17 by 10 is nothing but 1 plus 7 by 10. That's the mathematical meaning. So that's proper, improper and mixed. These are brothers. They just have like different ways of representation. If you simply represent as a by b, then it becomes improper. Okay, all the fractions whose value is more than 1. And mixed fraction, basically when you represent it as an integer and a fraction, then it becomes mixed fraction. Equivalent fraction. So for example, every fraction, and what I will do is that in the same here I will also do simplest form of fraction. Okay, simplest form of fraction we will understand here only. So for example, let's take a fraction 4 by 7. Now see, are there any common factors between 4 and 7? The answer is no. The only common factor is 1. Now if we multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same, it becomes 8 by 14. So now 8 by 14, you can, when you simplify it, you see that you can remove the common factors, because a fraction basically works like a division. Okay, so whatever is the common, you can just cut it on numerator and denominator. Similarly, 4 by 7 into 3 by 3, right? You multiply 3 by 3 is what? 1 only, right? So it becomes 12 by 21. So all these values like 4 by 7, 8 by 14, 12 by 21, these are all equivalent fraction values. They're all the same values. But the simplest form of fraction is 4 by 7 because the common factor is 1. So basically all these mean the same thing. You can just multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number to find endless, infinite number of common equivalent fractions. And the simplest or the smallest form will be known as simplest fraction. Smallest forms in the sense that numerator and denominator, they should not have any common factor. Okay, they should not have no common factor. Only common factor can be 1, obviously. That is simplest fraction. Now when we are talking about equivalent fraction, so here are a few examples. It was quite interesting. I found it in the NCERT book, so I am writing it here. So these are all equivalent fractions. If you see, 1 by 3 equal to 3 by 9. Okay, 4 by 5 equal to 28 by 35. So this has been multiplied 7 times. This has been multiplied 4 times. All these are equivalent fractions. Now let's take one of these examples. Let's take this one. 2 by 3 equal to 10 by 15. Now what happens is that when we do crisscross, okay, multiplication in equivalent fractions, so when we multiply the denominator of one with the numerator of other, and the numerator of the first with the denominator of the second, we see that the product is the same. So let's do it. 15 into 2, it is 30, right? And 10 into 3, that also is 30. And it happens because right now we have not learnt about equations, but when we learn equations, we will understand that whatever is the mathematical operation, when you exchange sides or when you bring that number to the other side of the sign equal, the mathematical operation changes its nature. So if it is a plus, it becomes a minus. If it is a multiplication, it becomes a division. So here you see 3 is basically a divisor. So when you bring 3 to the other side, it becomes a multiplier. Similarly for 15. But it is a very important understanding is that the numerator and denominator of opposite fractions, they will have the same result. So just keep that in mind. It will help you solve a few problems. Simplest form of fraction we just covered there. Now let's talk about like and unlike fractions. Now like and unlike fractions is like, talking about two different variety of fractions. So for example, there is a fraction that I am saying that I have divided something in 7 equal parts. And then I am comparing different, parts of this classification. So as for example, I am comparing 1 by 7, 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7, 6 by 7. These are all like fractions, which means easier understanding is that if denominator for every fraction is same, they are all like fractions. Now only confusion sometimes which you will have is when the fractions are not in the simplest form. So for example, 1 by 7, 2 by 7, they are like fractions, you can see, okay. But I might write it as 3 by 21 and then 2 by 7, and I will ask you a question that are these like fractions. So then you will be a little bit confused ki whether or not it is these are like fractions or not. So in that case, basically the simplest way to find it out is to make sure that both the fractions they are in the simplest forms, and if then the denominator is matching or if it is same, then they will be like fractions. Okay, so for example, we see that this is in the simplest form, but this is not. So when we put it in the simplest form, it becomes basically 1 by 7, because 7 3 is a 21. So then we see that, yeah, 7 and 7 are common, so these will be like fractions. Unlike fractions are those fractions where basically our comparator or the denominator are not same in the simplest form. What it means is that one fraction we have divided in different parts and the other one in different parts. So for example, there is a circle that we have divided in 4 equal parts. Sorry, the drawing is not correct, but please consider that all the 4 parts are equal. And then there is a circle that we have divided into, let's say, 3 equal parts, right? So now these are unlike fractions. For example, if we take half of it, it will be 2 by 4, or it will be 1 by 2. And if we take one part of it or two part, it will be what? 1 by 3. So these 1 by 2 and 1 by 3, then they are unlike fractions. Okay, because, or let's say 3 by 4 here, or 1 by 3. Once again, they are unlike fractions. Because denominator is different, we have divided it into different number of parts. Here it is divided into 4 parts, here it is divided into 3 parts. And then you will, in the simplest forms, you will have to see that what is the case. Okay, so these will be unlike fractions. That's the difference between like and unlike fractions. So that is all, for this part of the fraction episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And fractions, basically you have to learn and understand that we will basically use these concepts for comparing fractions as we move ahead, and therefore building up of these concepts is important. So I hope that you did enjoy, and if you have any feedback, if you want me to cover anything specifically, write to me and share this video with somebody that you feel can be benefited. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.